Hey guys, before we get started, I want to mention that I'm doing an account takeover working on spiders, and I've been telling a lot of people I was uncomfortable doing account takeovers for the time being because there is a new anti-hack system, and I didn't want to get anybody locked out of their account. So I've been checking around. It seems that it's safe to do, so there are several of you that are waiting, and I will get a hold of you soon because it seems that everything's fine to do it. So I apologize for anybody who's been waiting to get some help on their account. Anyways, enjoy this and thank you for your time.
I had blood in my head and my shield full of
Hey guys, Fusebox back on Raid Shadow Legends. It's been a rough week to say the least, but I am back, and what better to clear my head than to get into this game? So I have heard from others that it's safe to do these account takeovers. I've told a few people with the new anti-hack system I was worried about it, but apparently everything's going good. And today we're going to help out Vlad if we can. It looks like an early account. Let's see where we're at because and we'll kind of dive. Oh yeah, it's an early account. So we've got. Let's start with we're trying to push spiders, right? You need banners. It's the toughest thing getting into spiders early in this game. So he's got ninja. That's cool. Probably not going to help much on spiders, but maybe we can manual through some things. And he's mostly booked, so this could be useful without a doubt. Captain Tamila, I actually have her built out recently. Definitely lots of survivability between her and Vogoth, but here's the golden ticket. We've got Coldheart, so we should be able to. Of course, we need the accuracy banner, right? That's the whole point of running spiders. But what do we got happening here? So if we can get her running faster, get this crit rate around 70 and get this crit damage, because we're pushing from roughly 10 in, trying to get up to maybe 15, 16, somewhere where we can get those big 5-star, 6-star banners. We're going to need a lot more crit damage because you can actually nuke that spider down. So I really think if we need to bring down defense, we've got War Maiden, who I'm assuming, yep, he's done it, booked her out. We've got some poisons that might help if we're not reaching that threshold, killing the spider before, because we don't have a lot of turn meter control, but we do have an armor. Now the question is, can we get the crit rate and the accuracy to make him effective? Because really all we need out of him, he can actually get some big hits in, which would be nice. But all we really need is this A1 to be critting and enough accuracy to take turn meter down. So with him and Coldheart, we've got probably just enough turn meter control. But they're both going to need to crit, and they're both going to need to hit pretty hard. So I think what we're going to do is explore a little bit. How's the Great Hall looking? It's an early account. I don't expect miracle. Doing it right, though. Doing it up. Very good. All right. So I'm going to dive in. Let's look at these builds and see what we can do. I don't want to affect. These are good champions. You're picking good champions. So I don't want to affect their builds if we can help it. But we definitely need to hit 70% crit rate. That means she's guaranteed to crit, and we need as much crit damage as we can. So we're going to try to improve this, and we need accuracy on both. She's doing pretty good for where you're at, and we're going to try to do the same with Armiger. So I'm going to start looking through some gear and see what we can do. Real quick, what I'm doing is I filtered. I'm looking for crit damage gloves with crit rate under them. We've got perception, which means we'll be able to get extra accuracy and speed. We need both. So even though they're not amazing, if we can hit crit rate, I'm just going to take them to 8 and see if I can get the stats I want on multiple pieces of gear. It's really cheap to roll up to 8 and kind of fill it out. Like resistance might help with some poisons, but we're really wanting that crit rate. Please give me one hit. So I'm going to do this repeatedly on other gear. I'm basically looking for either crit rate for sure, accuracy rolls, speed rolls. That's about all we need to get this team going. And we got one crit rate, so I'm going to keep exploring. So to kind of show this process, I'm going to hit substats. I'd like to see crit rate and speed, but we're going to have to stick with accuracy. So I'm going to be looking at accuracy sets, and we're, perception, accuracy, and just kind of go through. And this will all improve once we start earning those banners. But for now, we've got to get it out of these stats. So I'm going to start looking for things I can roll up. Speed and crit. Definitely want to hit that to 8. Hopefully we hit 1 on each. Any double roll here will be good. So Coldheart only needs 70% crit rate. She gets a 30% chance on her Heartseeker. We don't have the kind of gear to build her in a reflex set or a relentless set right now. So we're just going to go for speed, crit rate, and do it in sets that get us accuracy. And let's see what we can get her to. All right, with very little effort, I found the gear that got me where I want it. We can still roll up crit damage here, and even though it's a 4-star green, we can roll up more crit damage here. But hopefully we'll replace this soon if I can actually get you grinding through spiders. We've got some speed boots that probably I will roll up here shortly because she's going to need that speed. But we should be able to get her around 160, 170. I haven't looked at glyphs yet. Get her usable. We're over 70% crit rate. Good enough. And now we have at least some crit damage, which can roll up quite a bit. I may play with that in just a little bit rolling this up, but I'm going to kind of conserve. I only have about 2 million silver. I want to look at everybody else that I'm going to bring in on this team. Pretty solid. If we can get her, we've got over 200 accuracy for where we're at. That's good. We'll get a banner eventually and improve that. So I'm going to play with a couple more people and see how she's performing. It kind of hit me. This is the funnest part of the game to me. When you're progressing and pushing further into dungeons, getting to roll up sometimes 4-star gear, but get the right stats. It's actually a lot of fun. So right now what I'm doing is taking Armiger. He's at 550. And I saw you were trying to put him in a destroy set. I know what you're going for, that Scarab boss. But without crit rate and accuracy, you're not going to get what you need out of him. He's not going to be able to decrease turn meter. He's not going to be able to crit, which lets him decrease turn meter, and it does take accuracy. So we're going to try to get him built up with some accuracy and some crit. And right now, if we equip this, we're going to, well, let me go ahead and equip it. It's so much better. We have accuracy. Nothing's rolled all the way up, but we are almost there on crit rate. So I'm going to try to make him usable. Speed, we're struggling for speed, but we're going to start getting banners with speed rolls. So I'm going to keep going because I think Armiger is going to be a key part of this team. Okay, so this is where we're at right now. I haven't done anything. So stage 10 looks like the comfortable spot to run. Maybe we just push past stage 11. It's kind of one of the rougher affinities. You do have Drexstar. I doubt we're pushing to 20 today, but to get there, Drexstar can be an amazing addition to your team, helping you on stage 19 and 20 as a tank. He can kind of land HP burns. We may even play him a little bit today because he doesn't really need books to be good, but he has no gear right now. So I'm going to real quick just see what we're doing, see what this team can do. So Vogoth does a pretty good job of keeping provoke up, and breaking defense means that both Coldheart and Armiger can get a lot more damage with their big max HP hits, like that right there. I may go ahead and roll them up on crit damage because I think we're going to be able to push. We're already on stage 12 right now, so this one we haven't beaten yet. But breaking defense is a huge, huge bonus when you're bringing in big hitters like Coldheart. Now that we have some crit damage, I can roll that crit damage up quite a bit higher if I can find enough silver. And Armiger can do a little bit too. He's built more to keep that turn meter down. The spider does heal on me. But I think if we can get Coldheart to come around enough, speed's going to be the biggest hurdle, but I think we can get over it. Definitely some potential here. I'll come back and see how this goes. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and beat this. Took 3 minutes, but we're through this one. And maybe we can find a higher up affinity that we line up well with and can kind of grind out that one. Let's see what we got. Defense necklace. All right, well, let me continue trying to push this. One thing I'd keep in mind this early in the game, you definitely need speed boots on almost everybody. It's going to be the only way to keep people moving. But these actually give you more HP, which is great for Vogoth. I'm running low on silver, so I may look through your bag, see if there's anything that's not really needed. You're pretty much keeping the right gear, though. We just got to get this team moving fast, and I think you got a winning team. So we might just take big boy Vogoth out of here and actually stick with Kill, because if we can nuke these spiders down faster than we can provoke, we're going to be better off. And I don't have enough silver to make Vogoth fast enough right now, but he is faster than he was and has a little more HP. So right now, Vogoth is kind of like kind of like the savior of this account. He's pretty much OP for our early account. So super cool that you built him out. But I got this harebrained idea. I need Coldheart to last longer. Vogoth is pretty good at lasting. I think I might swap this maxed out chest with some crit and some HP for this unmaxed chest because I don't have the silver to roll it up right now. I think he'll still keep himself effective, but I don't need Coldheart to be my tank. So
sun going down, escaping from you. You feel tired and worthless. Well, there was a light, now it's darkness. It's consuming you to the smoke through your frame and face. Uniting two as one sees their day. It's come so strong, feeling is going to be everlasting.
No. I just don't know if it's 100% consistent. Well, it's not. Obviously, it's not. Okay, so the good news is stage 12 has the same rewards and looks much more consistent. It's much safer. Our resistance is high enough. We've got more damage coming out of Coldheart. Everything's just a lot easier here. We've got two people who will tank up the hits before Coldheart, making this much, much safer. So we'll just kind of watch this through. Farming stage 12. We'll look at the rewards in a second. Should be just fine. Should be just fine. It's so frustrating. I was so close at 13. But as you grow, you'll be able to choose tanks for each affinity. You've got Drakestar. You've got Vogoth. You're definitely going to be able to pull this all off. You just need masteries, and it's only going to take time. Which I know you know that. You know, keep grinding away because you're building really cool heroes. When you get somebody to 60, I would focus on their masteries until they're done. I'd spend most of my energy getting their masteries. And then when they're done, they're done. And it makes such a big difference. Like right here, this thing would probably be dead if we were all hitting, if War Maiden had War Master on, if Thennasil had War Master, but it's almost over. It's not the fastest run. Sometimes it's much faster. Sometimes it's not. There's some RNG, but it's pretty safe. A pretty safe team. It may fail once in a while. I'm not sure. And this is one of the longer runs, but it's a really safe team. So let's skip to the end of this real quick. Okay. So here's where we're at right now. You can farm 12 pretty comfortably with that team. I'll mark it in your teams. 13 can be beat. And 14 is so close because you have the perfect tank in Vogoth. The problem is we're not doing quite enough damage. It takes a long time. We're not outpacing the heals of the spider. We just need masteries. So if this was my account, I'm going to tell you exactly what I'd be doing. And you're doing everything great. Like you're not doing anything wrong. We're also going to I got you a little pack to make up for some gems since I got your masteries on Coldheart. So we're going to do a few pulls during this 10X. That's going to be fun. But here's what I'd be doing. Level 60s, if they're worth building to 60, they're worth the masteries. I'd be grinding those out. I would be taking, not necessarily for spiders, but I'd be bringing Allura up. She needs 0 books to be an absolute amazing hero. Drexthar will be handy on the spider and pretty much everywhere you take him, especially like in Doom Tower. So I'd build Drex, Allura up. They don't need books. Both of them, books benefit them, but they do great without books. And Armiger. Armiger is super great on the spider. He is effective. You can use him now because he's still low on speed. He's low on accuracy. He's got most of the crit rate he needs. He's just not quite functional, but building him out is going to help, giving him masteries. So and I have to say, man, look at that face. Look at that face. But as scary as she looks, like you're going to do that homework when she shows up. But Rector Drath is amazing. So I'd be focusing on Rector, Allure, Drexthar, and Armiger. They're going to you're going to use them everywhere you go. And they'll even come in handy on the spider. And everybody needs to be in speed boots. Vogoth is now in speed boots. They need to be rolled up. Rolling up her gear is going to do a lot. I took her into Helm Smasher, and just real quick, she can function well with Flawless Execution. She can function well with War Master, and in some cases with her A1, she can even do well with Giant Slayer. So you can play around with her any way you like. But we're going to do some pulls now. That's what I'd be doing. You're on the right path. We stretched 3 million silver. We got a lot done with Coldheart. Let's look at the finished product. At the beginning of the video, we showed her. Well, now we're at 157, almost 160% crit damage with more than enough crit rate. She doesn't even need that much, but the gear just happened to give me everything I needed. Maybe you can find some more HP and take this down to 70, but this is the kind of build you want on her. More HP is going to make her less likely to be your tank. Much better build. She's got decent accuracy for where you're at. It's plenty. So anywhere you're using her, I don't have time to explore everything. But hey, we got this big 10X going on. 10 times for Siffy. You can even get Little Miss, Annie, and Necrat. All these are amazing champions. So why not? Just for the sake of it, who knows? Maybe we'll get something that'll help change your account anyways. So, hey, he's decent. Veteran's decent. For a rare. Not bad. See, Doom Screech. I saw you're building one out. Maybe that's a book for you. Or you could use it in the... Now, Dagger's pretty cool. She's kind of like War Maiden, only her affinity makes her much easier to handle. Come on, we're going to get all rares. For real? I know that's the odds, but come on. Come on. Confessor. Oh, give me a break, man. We got the boy band. Let's make room for one more pull. We got to make space for one more pull. Nope. There we go. We're lacking silver. Let me sell something. That's how far we stretched 3 million silver. We got to the point. You got a couple ancient shards too, but because of the event, we'll just try to get you nothing but rares. How about that? Nothing but rares. Pretty not bad. Not bad. Yeah, not good. Let's not lie. Let's not lie. Not good. Well, man, all right. You're on the way. It takes a lot of silver. It takes a lot of time to grind that silver. And I apologize that it's not faster and maybe not 100%, but it looks pretty consistent on stage 12. And 13 can be done with the same team. 14's so close. You're so close. Just keep building people out. And I appreciate you letting me on your account, Vlad. And speaking of Vlad, we're all going to get Vlad here soon, right? That's the new Fragment Champion coming. Anyways, thank you, and thank you all for sitting through this. And until next time, enjoy the grind.